Alrighty, happy Friday. My name is Kevin Kenny. Welcome to a new edition of the Build series. And I'm going to guess that you first met our two next guests back in 2013 thanks to their smash international hit, went double platinum called Classic, or maybe even before that when they were co-stars on the hit series Gigantic. They're back this week here on Build to talk about their brand new single, How Can I Forget? Let's give a very warm welcome to MKTO.
Yo.
Hi.
It's cool vibes in here.
Yes, this is an amazing place.
Yeah,
everybody.
it's
Very cool.
all the more amazing now that you guys are here. So thank you
stop
very
it.
much for coming by.
Thanks
glad
for
to be
having
here.
us.
It was funny. We were just watching the video for How Can I Forget here in the studio. You guys are cracking up, laughing. What's so funny about that video?
Hey, I'm not cool. I just I could never take myself seriously.
They make us look good, you know.
Yeah,
movie
great
magic.
editors, huh?
Yeah, great man.
We were talking about the chipmunk thing. That was a definite. There's like they slowed down that little relationship thing because there's literally only 2 seconds of somewhat usable footage because like the rest of it's just completely awkward. They did good on the editing.
Oh, I mean, let's talk about that, right? Like the art of making the music video. You allude to the chipmunk thing. What the chipmunk thing is that to look cool and sexy and suave in the video,
Speed it up.
you've got to look that cool, but like singing like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So yeah,
yeah.
take us behind the scenes of this music video.
Gosh.
I mean, it was dope. We shot it in Malibu, kind of got up early and, you know, just to catch the sun. But it was dope. The girls were dope, you know, being sports with us all day. And, you know, like you said, yeah, we had to kind of get used to the track going kind of fast. So that took a couple times. But it was dope, though. You know, rapping fast, the chipmunk version was dope. I like that version. But yeah, so it was cool. But the way they shot and edited it was dope, though. But they make
Very
us
cool.
look good, so I appreciate
I'm
that.
matching the chair.
You're blending in. It's like
I'm
camouflage over there,
I'm out
Tony.
one.
That's hilarious.
was
And
fun.
you joke about the awkwardness, but it is kind of an awkward thing that no one talks about when making music videos. Is I got a kick out of you guys were on KTLA out in Los Angeles recently, and they were like, "Hey, are these your real girlfriends?"
Oh.
Like, when in the history of music videos has it ever been the people's real girlfriends? But you got to meet these actresses, these models, and then you got to like you were saying, Tony, you got to act like you've known them forever in a
well,
matter of hours.
They are both very beautiful. They were troopers. I don't know. I think. I don't know. It's always just awesome to work with somebody. I mean, it was like a long day, but they were very sweet and they were awesome. And yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a relationship with someone. I think it'd be really awkward, especially if you're in the middle of like some serious issues and you're like, hey, I gotta love you. Oh, no, I don't really want to.
It's that acting right there.
That's one way to work things out. So there's so much to dive into. We were talking about the music video. I'll get back to it, and also the new music and where you guys have been. But I guess let's start. You know, it's been just a little bit of a minute since you guys put out music. I'm hearing about 2 years. Anytime you see an old friend for the first time in a while, you want to know what they've been up to. So what have the past 2 years been like for you two?
Yeah, you know, we've been, you know, obviously, you know, always recording. You know, we love that so much. It's always writing and staying in the studio. And, you know, had the chance to go off and do some films and stuff like that, you know, kind of jump back into the roots, like where we first met. Detroit and other things like that. But, you know, also just, you know, staying to write. And, but yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing off in the 2 years. And then, you know, kind of switched up some things with the partnership and signed with BMG and stuff like that. So, you know, we just felt good and kind of watched streaming take on this whole new life. You know, it's really dope. And we had songs out there and just seeing all the love and support that was still out there for us. And we were like, yo, we gotta do something. So, you know,
Yeah.
we're back.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, it's funny for fans of your music, you know, 2 years feels like an eternity, but as you were just talking about, Malcolm, you know, you've been busy, you've been making films and you've been acting and doing this stuff. How does that go for you two as creatives though? Because again, you met while acting, you made hit songs as artists. Does it come in the waves or flows, or does it ebb and flow, I should say, between your desire to act and your desire to make music? Are they both
I mean,
constants?
I think, you know, obviously got a lot more tattoos. I mean, the last thing I did was The Purge, and pretty much after this started working, I just really, I mean, I kind of put this in the forefront for me. I've always loved music, but just to see how much, you know, knock on wood, success, but just to see the support and doing something you love and, you know, being at shows and seeing people sing your lyrics, I mean, that was a dream of both of ours. So I think it was just pretty cool how it worked out. But, you know, for me especially, like I just had to get some stuff figured out. And yeah, I got sober and like almost 2 years sober. So it's
awesome,
been an awesome
Congratulations,
day.
dude. Round of applause for that.
Yeah, definitely.
It was very cool. I was just very happy to and you know, I didn't have to call him to see what he's doing because I saw Detroit. I was like, hey, but no, I was just very happy to get work with my best friend again and you know, really take it in this time and enjoy it.
Yeah, lucky guys, you two.
Hey, very.
You talk about, Tony, the pinnacle, or maybe one of the pinnacles of being a musician, an artist, is seeing people sing your lyrics back. Would you say that's the pinnacle? Is that the greatest? You know, people on my side want to talk about the chart success and the milestones and the sales and stuff like that. That's all well and good. But for you guys personally, for you guys personally, would you say it's seeing strangers sing back words that you made up?
Yeah, I think it's a good feeling. You know, when you're up there on stage and, you know, you're seeing people singing the songs, they can relate to it. They come up to you, want to talk about it and tell you how they relate to it in their own ways. Yeah, I think it's always a great feeling to be able to connect with people on that level. So,
Yeah, I think it's just something that, I think the one thing we've always tried to do is we're just two guys who enjoy music, very thankful to be able to do so, but also seeing messages sometimes, it's that to me, like, it's amazing seeing people sing the lyrics, but if somebody got something out of that helped them with something, they in turn send a message saying, you know, that right there means the world. If that's the purpose that, you know, I have for this and we have for this with the band, then that's fine. Because that means way more to me than, you know, anything, any awards or anything like that.
Malcolm, you were mentioning before how you were staying busy on the acting side. You mentioned Detroit, the film that you starred in. What is the pinnacle, the equivalent in acting?
I think it's kind of the same, you know, when you get to do films like that, you know, that has, you know, just a great message and a great story, you know, it's obviously based on something real. So, you know, just getting to play characters like that, you know, is how we can kind of have our art mean something in that way in the acting world. So I think that's pretty cool. And then, you know, just being blessed enough to be able to do it in the music as well. I think it's just cool to be able to tell stories in different ways. But, you know, you have music videos, so you add that, you know, a different feel to the music and stuff like that. So I just think it goes hand in hand sometimes. But, you know, I love being able to jump into both.
Yeah, it's great. It's a luxury for sure. Speaks to your talents, I should say. So, you know, 2 years off, people want to talk about that, but I'm more interested in why now and why with How Can I Forget? Because this is a great song. I mean, 7 million plus streams already. Congratulations on the success so far.
Thank you.
But how much of the strength of this song made it now the time to come back? Was it now we have the one, or was it always the fall was the plan, or what was it for you guys?
I mean, I think, you know, before we had always been writing. We've always enjoyed writing, whether it's for us or other artists or just in general, especially when we're in LA. You know, it's just something fun to do. So this was actually a song, you know, prior to 2-year break that was actually written. It just wasn't really necessarily finished, which is great because we believe 2 brains are better than 1. And does that make sense? Yeah. So, it was really cool. And I think with that allowed the track itself, production-wise and just some idea-wise, to grow. We always say, you know, how can I forget? It's about a woman, or any relationship in particular. But especially with the fans, like, you know, seeing that support group still there. I was really texting, still there. It's just amazing. And that to us was kind of like, we just want to put out songs that we enjoy and hopefully people like it, you know. But at the end of the day, I think this was just a song we wanted to push out and at the same time get ready for more new music.
Yeah. I love the way that the lyrics are in your songs, the way you write the songs or the songs you select to sing here. How
what
specific
am I looking at?
Over there?
I think it's a cheeseburger.
You're looking cool, man.
I think it was In-N-Out. It was, it looks like I was looking at cheese fries. That's the cheese fries.
That sounds good.
What were you thinking about, Malcolm?
Hey, baby. How you doing?
I don't even know. Yeah.
But getting back to what I wanted to ask you about is that how specific your lyrics are in these songs. You sort of put the listener right there, whether it's Jeep Cherokee in this one, or, you know, thinking back to Classic and Prince and Michael and Fifth Avenue Diamonds. You know, it's an immersive listening experience. I like it. Is that something you think about when you're putting together songs? Or you're choosing songs?
Yeah, sometimes, and, you know, I also, you know, comes into play with, you know, the writers that we also have in the studio with us, and, you know, just having different creative minds bring things to the table that, you know, help just make things pop out like that. We can, you know, relate to so many other different people, and just put that in one song, and, you know, I think that's awesome. So
definitely. So you alluded before there, Tony, about more music coming. What is the status of more music? Because of course we're all enjoying this, but what's next?
I think it's just been kind of cool. You know, the older you get, the more experiences you have, and there's definitely a lot more songs that we're excited about putting out. There's no specific release date, but I think it's safe to say definitely top of next year, most likely. But we're just happy to still have people that are enjoying the music. We are so humbled and grateful for that alone. And we just can't wait to get back on the road. That's definitely a place we've always enjoyed, is touring and meeting everybody, and it's feeling like rock stars, man.
Yeah.
Not really.
Some dope people in here today too. So you know,
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Happy Friday. It's Friday. There we go.
Friday.
It's not like it's Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. It's Friday. So
Certainly
and it's
had-
kind of nice out.
Yeah, exactly. The fall's finally here. It's been too hot in New York.
Well, yeah, I brought jackets, and I was like, "Hey, it's gonna be great." I'm glad I wore it here. 'Cause it's a little cold, but
It is a little
everywhere
cold in
else,
the
it's,
studio.
this is Texas right now. Yesterday was Texas. That's for sure.
So, heading into this next chapter of MKTO, is there anything you're going to do differently, you think, than the first time we met you guys? Whether it be sonically, whether it be the approach to touring, anything. Like, what are you trying to do differently now? Or maybe it's just all the same.
I won't be drunk.
Okay,
That's a definite. That's
one.
Yeah. And I mean, just growing and as time evolves, letting the music grow with us, as well. And just connecting to people on different levels. But we'll kind of keep doing the same thing, switching it up, we're very diverse. But yeah, still having fun with it at the same time. So
What first attracted you guys to working together just when you met? Of course, you worked together on the show.
Oh man.
But if you could think back to that, I mean, what was it? Because, of course, it probably started with, we have a similar interests.
Yeah.
We're looking to do maybe a similar thing. But that's very different than wanting to work and begin a career with someone. So what was that moment?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely. I mean, we both enjoyed making music. I think back then it was like GarageBand on laptops, and we loved that. It was around the B.O.B. Haley Williams. Like
Yeah,
we
of
loved
course,
airplanes.
Airplanes.
We loved that.
Yeah.
Like you have a hip hop vibe, then you also have pop chorus kind of thing. But yeah, we just started making music and putting stuff up on YouTube. Of course, we would we're very hopeful maybe something would happen, but at the end of the day, we just enjoyed doing it. And then we did this like cover Chipmunk and Chris Brown called Champion, and we cut it, and then we put a video up, and then by the grace of God, who's ever up there, everything just kind of aligned, and we ended up meeting our producers, and hence became not even the right word. Then became MKTO, which used to be Misfit Kids and Total Outcast, but that is absolutely not anymore.
Was that really the
outgrew
origin of it?
kind of and our names.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought initials, right?
Yeah. That was definitely the initials. Yeah.
How, when you're a duo like this and you're a partnership, of course, you meet, you talk about this shared interest in songs sonically that sound like the Airplanes, which is a great song from a couple years ago. But is it tough when you develop, you're just naturally going to develop new tastes, new preferences in terms of sounds, and maybe where you want to take your individual music as an artist? Do you find that tough, sort of keeping those two lines parallel to each other in terms of the music you want to make, Malcolm, and the music you want to make, Tony?
No, I don't think it's difficult. I think it's kind of cool because we're doing something a little different. But yeah, we both have desires to just before we even got together to do music. So it just happened that we got to do it together and been on this journey and learned a lot about the business. So I think that's pretty awesome and just get to use that to our everyday lives. And we're kind of back now, so we're have a new head on our shoulders and kind of just a different way we want to look at things, So, but yeah, just letting that play into it and, taking it day by day. So, we're glad we're back right now and enjoying it. So, yeah, just kind of bringing the same things that we, from our everyday life and, kind of bringing that into MKTO. So that's what makes us different. So we'll just keep going with that for now, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of artists that you guys appreciate, Radio.com did a great little game with you at the AMAs. You remember this? Yeah, you were doing draft picks, and you had to draft.
That was dope.
Like an NFL or
Like
an
a
MLB
super
draft,
team.
right?
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, Tony, your first pick was Khalid.
Yes.
Why was that your first pick? What do you like about him?
He's got. I mean, I love soulful sound and music, and the guy's it's just really good. I enjoy in general.
Yeah, he's
just,
dope.
If I can listen to it and believe it, then yeah, I like that. So yeah, had to start off with the vocals. And then, we worked our way down with Khalid. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt that he's from Texas either, I'm sure.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
know that.
Man, yeah.
Snap.
Me neither.
Born and
That's dope.
raised. Yeah, I forget. I want to say El Paso, but don't quote me on that.
Oh, man. Well, cool.
And then I believe, Malcolm, you chose Drake, of course.
Was that the first choice? Yeah, probably.
Pretty
Drake.
sure.
Yeah, Jersey. Yeah, he was gonna be on the team anyway. Yeah, one of my favorite artists. But got to have him on the super team.
Of course. What do you admire about Drake as an artist?
Jimmy.
I mean, yeah.
Wheelchair.
Coming from the acting world, but just everything, man. Just from the writing and how he writes on other people's tracks. Letting the other writers come in, And, just how he, kind of blends the, singing and the rap. I mean, just in the music he makes is dope, too. So I just love it.
Yeah. You guys were very busy at the AMAs this week. I saw you got interviewed by Poppy.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah,
So do you guys know who Poppy is? Everyone know who Poppy
She
is?
has a
She's
really
like,
high voice.
I didn't
like
know
this.
either at the time, but,
there's rumors she's a robot, maybe.
I had a unicorn hat on the whole time. So
What was that experience like interacting with her?
Well, after kind of seeing what they were questioning, I'm kind of glad I didn't know what I was doing with the unicorn hat. But Whew. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
That might be the best Poppy review I've ever heard. Yeah, that's all you can really say.
very, very. Yeah.
Let's check her out.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what to say.
I got a big kick out of that.
How could I forget that?
You guys have done some amazing things together, and obviously the gratitude pours through your words here. Looking back on the things you've done, two things I wanted to ask you about though is I think in 2015 you actually performed at the White House.
Oh yeah.
It's wild.
Gosh.
Was that for Easter?
That was a good time for the White House.
I was gonna say it was a very different White House than today's White
Next
House.
4
But,
years are gonna
definitely.
suck.
Yeah.
but what was that whole experience like? I mean, it must have been just surreal to be inside the White House or at the White House. For
Yeah, it was
Easter.
dope. It was cool. I got to shoot on the basketball court a little bit and hang
You
out.
gotta-
So yeah, it was,
You
it
got
was
to say
awesome.
what Barack said. That's so
Everybody
cool.
thinks they can ball.
Oh yeah. So we that was a cool. I mean, it's awesome to go to the White House, but it's another thing to get meet Barack and Michelle, and they were really kind too because the daughters were a fan of classic as well, so it was really awesome. But I remember we walked in and we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" I don't know how to. I've never met a president before.
I didn't know what to say.
But if I could imagine of how a cool president would look, that was Mr. Barack. And we were both like, hey, and hey, my voice is still cracking. So nervous from it. He said something about basketball, and Barack was like, yeah, everybody thinks they can ball. It was so cool. Yeah, I don't think
cool.
I'll ever
He's
forget
too
that
cool.
one.
Yeah.
I'll ever forget that.
I think it may have been the same year, around that time, as Taylor Swift did, of course, a very nice thing, and she I
Lights
believe
out.
Gillette Stadium it was, right up in the
60,000.
Don't forget
60,000
that.
people.
That's how can I forget? No, but yeah, it was incredible. She's such a sweetheart. That was, woo! That was a pinnacle right there.
Yeah, we almost missed the show
Experience.
too, and then luckily she had 2 dates, so we got to make the
sold
second
out.
one. And we were like, yes. She brought us out on the riser, and 60,000 people yelling, screaming, and
Can't hear
it was cool,
anything.
man. It was dope. I was definitely.
hear
Does it feel real? Because I've heard some artists that have been lucky enough to play a stadium like that. It just feels like a wall of noise, and you almost it doesn't land that these are all people. How did it feel for you two?
That's a wall of noise. That's
Yeah,
a
and the
beautiful
lights.
wall.
I just saw so many lights, man. That was the crazy thing. But yeah, the screaming is on a whole nother level. But you just take it all in, and you're seeing everybody, and it's dope. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
I'm
it.
just glad I didn't trip. And, that's pretty much a guarantee, at least at some point. But it was awesome. She's such a sweetheart. Good family. Awesome mom too.
Yeah.
Mom
Oh,
was
did you get to
really-
meet her mom?
Yeah.
Mrs. Swift.
She had this big dog too. It was just they were very sweet. It's very awesome to meet somebody of that caliber and then just be grateful and nice, and that's something I definitely like to look up to.
Definitely. I heard you, getting back to KTLA, I mentioned that you had a great little conversation over there recently. You said, off the success of Classic, which went double platinum around the world, I was just looking on Spotify today, 350 million streams to date.
Sheesh.
Absolutely incredible. But you were telling KTLA that it was actually, you think, looking back now, it was best after that whole whirlwind to take a step back, maybe visit family, get back to yourself. Why'd you say that?
Well, I think it kind of, something that we're both pretty open about, but I think mental health is just something we definitely advocate about. Some people, deal with it really well, especially everything that kind of happened with Classic and traveling, but I absolutely did not. So I think, I was grateful, Mal was still doing a whole bunch of stuff on the side. I was just, grateful to finally get sober. I tried many times before, and, for us to still be able to do something, him to get on board with this as well was just an answer to my prayers. But I think that's a really common thing. I don't think people realize it as much, and I feel like you lost somebody like Mac Miller, and they don't really talk about it. I feel like when I was first trying to get sober, I would always try to find like somebody I listened to, that has gone through that and been public, and there definitely some females, but I haven't heard enough about that. And I'd rather hear more about it because it's something that not only us as artists go through, it's a human, if you're a human being, it happens. Even if you're a dog, I don't know, But I think it's something, it's something important, and if you need to take a step back, then do it. It's worth taking a step back into
Healthier place.
Yeah,
Healthier
and,
mindset.
and to not know where your future is going to go than to stay in an environment that isn't working, and then you have no future, and you have no, end. You have an end, but not a good end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Carry yourself at the end of the day. You get so
Yes.
swept up in the success. You want to accomplish all
Definitely.
these things, and you're like, wait, am I good? You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. But I think that's just anybody. It doesn't matter what you're going through, what job you have. I think it's just something we all maybe deep down just don't talk about enough. But we all got it, people. We all got it.
Now we're talking.
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
That's
Good
fantastic.
having a
Absolutely.
conversation.
We're going to turn it over to the fans in just a moment, but I wanted to ask if there are any plans currently for shows. You guys are your fans love your shows. Is there any dates coming up, or is it kind of like let's get the album done and then worry about that? What's the status of that?
Yeah, we definitely have some coming up, but just trying to get more on the book. So definitely stay tuned to those socials and come out and see us, man, because we're definitely gonna have a good time. But appreciate all the love, man. It's so dope. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Carolina cares. That's what. Hopefully, it's going to work out. Unfortunately, we're hearing another hurricane's kind of over there, but
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's So Carolina cares. Just going to be a fundraiser for everything that they've dealt with the hurricane. But yeah, definitely want to do more shows and just excited to be here and yeah. So thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. All right, well, let's
That was
get to
a
these
good dance
fans. We've got a couple questions. The first will come right
Cold.
over here.
Kinda-
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
You got a jacket.
Hey.
You know it's cold.
It's
yeah,
very cold
that's
in
what
here,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm not the only one. Good.
Okay,
Sheesh.
first of all, I wanted to say I had a lyric from American Dream up on my bedroom wall for a few years, but I'm Egyptian, so I don't know how that works. But yeah, but on our
Take out the American.
Yeah,
Whatever works.
No,
a dream.
it's a very ambiguous lyric, so it's fine. But on a related note, I lost my voice this morning. But on a related note,
Sound beautiful for losing your voice.
thank you. But I wanted to ask where you guys got inspiration for your lyrics from. Like, how's the songwriting process for you? When do you come up with the ideas?
Oh man.
Yeah, man, we kind of try to draw from everyday life, life experiences, and inspiration is just life as well, and the writers that we have in the room, they definitely help out a lot, and just so many creative minds and just putting different things on the table, and I just think I like how that helps connect to so many different people, so many different age groups and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I think that's kind of how we work, and kind of where music is now. We can kind of send stuff through email and chop it up like that. So yeah, it's kind of the writing process for us these days, a little bit.
I have always wanted to visit Egypt.
Definitely,
I'll give
same.
you a tour.
How often do you go back?
Very often. I live there still. I just study.
Oh, that's
That's
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Well,
on
thank
my
you for the
bucket list. I wanna
question.
go.
I'm sorry you lost your voice, but you're sounding good. Because when I lose my voice, like it's not a good,
Thank you. All right.
it's not a good outlook. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Our second question will come from right here in the front row.
Yo.
How are you? So, Tony, you mentioned earlier you're a fan of Khalid, and
Oh, yeah.
Malcolm, you mentioned you're a fan of Drake. So I was wondering, how would you describe your individual music taste, and then as a duo, how has your music style changed since you've taken a break?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always. I just in general love music. I don't think there's a specific genre. You definitely won't hear me pranking opera. But other than that, yeah, love you, Oprah. No. Besides that, though, I think there's been some really great, like Khalid. Just came out of nowhere. I feel like, and it's just had cool song after cool song. Bazzi, then
Bazzi's dope.
just crazy names, but amazing music. I think we try to bring those actually to MKTO as much as possible. I mean, we
Yeah.
never. I don't think we go in there with a specific sound, but there's always so much music coming out. And it's just really cool to see it grow. With the good old. Can't do the dubstep all the time, but sometimes.
But yeah, we like a little bit of everything, man. Just kind of let that, just bring that
That
to
was
the table,
awkward.
and I think that's kind of one of the things that makes us different, in a way, just bringing different elements, So just kind of let that affect the music and have fun at the same time. Put our little twist on it, and but yeah, I still appreciate the question, man.
Kanye West, Donald Trump mixtape coming soon.
All right, final question will come right over here.
Yo.
Hey.
So y'all have had the pleasure to play at a number of pretty cool venues in the past. I'm just wondering what kind of venues you guys prefer to play at versus maybe some that don't work as well, and also where would you like to play in the future? What would be the dream place?
O2 Arena or something like that. That would be dope.
I think, our first show we actually played was the Roxy, which is in LA. I think we've always really appreciated, I guess, the you know, at O2 and everything, that's definitely someplace we'd love to play. But
Yeah,
we've
it was
had
a dream, but you know, all the shows, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like the intimate kind of like, you know, even if it's just like 60 people in a room, hey, you know, that to us is just as fun. I think then you kind of get more of a, I don't know, you feel it a little bit more. You know, if you're on a stage like that, I mean, we got to see what Taylor Swift, I can't see anything. I can't see it. You know, in a smaller venue, you can just, you know, look and kind of see how it's going. And I think that right there is just a good feeling, unless you really mess up. But then still, it's okay. Just blame somebody.
Just love being on the stage and having a mic, you know, and going for it. So anywhere really, but
Irving Plaza though is pretty fun. Yeah. It is in New York. Yeah, that was fun. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, well, guys, unfortunately, we're out of time. But in closing, I just want to remind you at home, How Can I Forget is available everywhere music is sold and streamed. So check that out. And once again, MKTO.
It's my school yearbook photo.